And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the fourth race of the chase here in the Oreo Truck Series in Season 5. We're getting ready today for the running of the National Guard 200 here from Loudon, New Hampshire Speedway for 30 laps of racing. It's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen here today. We've already had a very interesting start to the chase for the championship. So far, 2 chasers out of the past 3 chase races have gone to victory lane, them being Luke Walker, that was back at Indianapolis, and Dillon Poteet, who actually came in as the points leader over at Supercell. He took the checkered flag to extend his points lead even further. We'll see what he can do with that kind of momentum here today. On the pole for this race is going to be Richard Johnson. Alongside of him, Adam Chambers. Ryan Acosta, this is the second straight week he has started inside the top 5. He'll be third, and fourth is going to be Maggie Vedaravu, a 2-time winner this season. Sean Galligan, 3-time winner this season, up there in the 5th position for the start of this race. He is the highest starting chaser in this event. Alongside him is going to be Seth Cole in the 13. I'm seeing some other chasers that are starting pretty close to the front. As a matter of fact, they're all on that inside line. You got Galligan in 5th. You've got 7th place being Alex Tanker. You got 9th place being Christopher Martin. And 11th place is Matthew Rodriguez. Don't know exactly where the points leader Dillon Poteet is going to be starting in this field. Apparently, it's not anywhere inside of the top 15 because I can't see him in any of the first 7 or 8 rows. But he comes in with a 30-point advantage over rookie Stephen Pollard III. Then it's a long ways back. It's a total of 45 points back to Dylan Young, 3rd in points, 46 back to Sean Galligan, 4th in points. It is that much of a gap due to the fact of Dillon Poteet being the points leader, winning the race last week. But this track could be a place where they will utilize it to run him down for the points lead. We'll have to see what's going to happen. We're definitely going to keep our eyes on Poteet and Stephen Pollard III during the course of today's race, as those two seem to be the ones to battle for the points lead, leaving Loudon, New Hampshire. Time to get these cars rolling off here. As mentioned, this is the National Guard 200, a 30-lap event. We're about to find out exactly what's going to happen here today. This track, it is a raceway, but it really is kind of like a short track. I mean, it's not that terribly big, but we're going to have to find out what's going to happen here today as I see Stephen Pollard III rolling off their way at the back of the pack. Didn't see where Dillon Poteet was starting, but we'll find out in just a moment because here is your official starting grid. Ready to go under the green flag. Richard Johnson, 34th in points. Really would love to have a good run here today at Loudon. A nice job getting his number 8 Budweiser Chevy Silverado on the pole. See if he can close the deal here today as he and Adam Chambers get ready to lead us down. And the green flag is out here at Loudon. Sean Galligan looking pretty antsy there from the get-go. Almost looked like he was attempting to go 3 wide underneath Ryan Acosta. And he's getting into Acosta, and Acosta hangs on to it. Great save by Ryan. He nearly got shoved around and spun out there in the middle of the corner. That was quite a save there by the driver of the 21, and now he's going to recover so well. He's going to go down. Oh, well, I thought he was going to go 3 wide for the lead. Not going to be the case. There's a big battle going on back there between Christopher Martin and Alex Tanker. Tanker gets loose. Nearly loses it. Mason Wood got loose. He got the wall. Is the caution out? Yes, the caution's out. And there's Hayden Klein. Everybody, I think this was just everybody trying to slow down to avoid this, as Mason Wood could not contain his race car. Oh, man, there's Austin LaPlante. He got damaged. Luke Walker's been spun around. Oh, he just got hit by Nick Eggleston. Definitely not what either of these two wanted to have happen. Luke Walker or Nick Eggleston, 11th and 12th in points. Another bad day here today could knock them out of championship contention for good. Barney Ward's on pit road, his teammate Emilio Navarrete as well. Those two must have gotten together. And Chambers, with the outside line, was able to take the lead at the stripe. He will be the leader under caution. Richard Johnson, the pole sitter, will line up second. Ryan Acosta third, Maggie Darby fourth, and Seth Cole is going to be in fifth. As we'll take a look at a replay. We'll put us under the yellow flag for the first time today here at New Hampshire. Well, this incident ended up bringing up the yellow flag back in turn number 2. I thought we had made it clean. Oh, there you go. Charles Jackson, Rod Houston. They're going to make some contact. They go up and get the wall. John Cittadino gets into the back of Barney Ward. Oh, and I thought Ward might clip Anthony McCurry. Not quite. Look at Dillon Poteet, the points leader, down underneath this. Kyle Sosnoski there as well. And Barney Ward going to hit that wall really hard. Cittadino goes down, and Sosnoski got some of that incident. And then here comes Barney Ward's teammate, Emilio Navarrete, just nowhere to go. Hits the 88 up and into the air. Oh, Nick Eggleston. Oh, man, look at this. Good grief. Eggleston, Rod Houston, they're going to get into it big time. Dom Cap's going to get a big chunk of it as well. Sean Henley did a good job getting on the brakes to avoid this. And so everybody scatters to get by as Barney Ward's car was up and on its roof here on the very first lap of this event. Extensive damage on the 15 of Rod Houston, Nick Eggleston, and Emilio Navarrete. And now we got to see what happened further up. I think it was with the 4 of Mason Wood. Let's see if we can see here what happens. They are 3 wide with Christopher Martin, Bob Jones, Mason Wood. They're 3 wide behind him too, with Tony Blazer, Hayden Klein, and Chris Dollerton. And oh, there's where it just snaps around. I think there was contact between the teammates. The 18 of Alex Tanker and the 11 of Bob Jones. Mason Wood's going to go up and get the wall. And then Hayden Klein, he and Blazer make contact, go up into Bob Jones. And how Chris Dollerton got through that, I'm not sure. Nowhere for the 16 to go of Austin LaPlante. He ran into the back of his own teammate. And look at Dillon Poteet right there. Oh, he got some damage. He ran into the back of the Anthony McCurry machine, did the points leader. Oh, he does have quite a bit of damage. Look at that. You can see the buckle there on the Clips logo. That's not good for Dillon Poteet. Not the way he wanted to start this off. I thought he got through it cleanly. Apparently not. Look at Dylan Young there, third in points. He's about to follow Eric Burton through that tiny little space up there on the high side. And, oh, Danica Shirley was another driver who just barely got through. Whoa, she's actually scraping the wall, getting pinched up into the outside retaining wall by Jake Rogers. And, wow, what is Jake thinking? But the caution's out for the first time today. We had several different incidents take place. And the biggest news of all of it is the fact that the points leader coming into this race, Dillon Poteet, he does have damage from this first incident of the day. Getting ready to go back to green flag racing. A couple of the drivers we may not have mentioned that did get some damage from that incident included Bob Jones, Luke Walker, and James McLeod. Tony Blazer, another of them as well. As Adam Chambers is going to be the leader on our return to the green flag. He is currently ahead of Richard Johnson, then Ryan Acosta, Maggie Darbu, and Seth Cole. No drivers made pit stops during this yellow flag. Sean Galligan lines up in 6th. Christopher Martin is 7th. 8th is Felix Harris. 9th is Matthew Rodriguez. And in 10th is going to be Alex Tanker. Nicole Williams runs in 11th. Bob Jones is 12th. 13th, Anthony Curry. 14th, Chris Dollerton. And 15th is Jake Rogers. Danica Shirley, 16th. Tony Blazer, 17th. Margaret Mason is in 18th. 19th, Mason Wood. And 20th, it's Eric Burton. Let's find the rest of our chasers. 21st is Stephen Pollard III. Luke Walker currently runs in 28th. There's Dillon Poteet without his hood back in the 35th position. Behind him, Sosnoski in 37th. 38th is Nick Eggleston, and there's Dylan Young. I think he actually just made a pit stop, as he appears to still be up to speed. And the green flag's back out. And Dylan Young going right to work there on Nick Eggleston, as Adam Chambers is going to pull away. Let's document you on the drivers that DNF'd from that incident. Austin Plant, Barney Ward, Rod Houston, and Emilio Navarrete. Well, Adam Chambers right now, he must have gotten himself one really good restart, or else the fact that they're battling for second has allowed him to get away, because Richard Johnson and Ryan Acosta side by side with each other. That's allowing Chambers to have quite a bit of distance between himself and this battle for second. And Richard Johnson with the high side will get around Ryan Acosta. That is for position number 2. Richard Johnson started on the pole, and he would love to get back to that position number 1. Battle back here for 5th. Seth Cole alongside of Sean Galligan. These two, I don't know how often it is, we find them in the same place at the same time. It was Sean Galligan who beat Seth Cole to the line at Talladega. As right behind them, there's another chaser in Christopher Martin. Christopher Martin, actually, I think he's been one of the few chasers that we've actually even talked about this chase. You know, he hasn't really been right up at the front, but he's been consistent, though. He's running 7th place right now. He's 5th in points. And Christopher Martin, in his rookie season, he is Stephen Pollard III. Those two appear to be really contenders for the championship. As behind him, there's a former Truck Series champ that we also haven't talked about, but his season has not exactly gone real well since the chase began. That's Matthew Rodriguez. He was the Season 3 Oreo Truck Series champion. I believe that was when it was. Yes, it was indeed. Currently is 9th in championship points, a 2-time winner this season, and according to my calculations, he is 55 points back from points leader Dillon Poteet. Speaking of Dillon Poteet, let's find out if he's made any progress. Is that car up to speed, or is it really damaged and at the back all day long? Well, there's your answer. 33rd place is where Dillon Poteet currently is running. Apparently Kyle Sosnoski's got some pretty extensive damage to his car too, because he is not completely up to speed. Has not been able to get by Dillon Poteet. And there's Nick Eggleston back there. You know, I would hate to say it now, but with the bad run that looks like Nick Eggleston is destined for today, he may be mathematically eliminated from winning the championship here in Season 5. Oh, and Dylan Young is way back here too. Back in 37th. I thought Dylan Young may be actually up to speed still, but apparently that's not the case. Something amiss on that car. Let's see if he's run the same times as the leaders. Well, he is running the same times as the leaders. I don't know if he maybe got held up back there or what, but Dylan Young, he's got to hope for a caution now. That's the only chance he's got to pick up some spots. Mason Wood back here as well. I think he and Dylan Young may have pitted at the same time. It's really cost them. Mason Wood is back now in the 38th position. Single pile up at the front. Adam Chambers is currently the leader with Richard Johnson and Ryan Acosta. These three have basically been inside the top 3 all day long. Richard Johnson's led a few laps. Adam Chambers now leading ever since he took the caution flag. I think it was on lap number 2. And Ryan Acosta right behind them. Ryan Acosta, don't forget, ended up having a pretty decent run last week at Supercell after starting on the pole. And he's trying to continue with those consistent finishes. Acosta currently 32nd in points. And the caution's out. Caution's waving for the second time today, as the field's going to get picked up here in turn number 2. Let's see who it is that brought out the caution. Oh, looks like it could have been a collaboration here of Dom Capps and Charles Jackson, maybe Sean Henley as well. So the caution's going to wave for the second time today. I think Henley, Jackson, Dom Capps, they may have been the cause of this second caution. We're nearing halfway. Let's take a look at a replay. This was somewhere just around 30th place, so this was not up at the front of the field. However, it was in front of points leader Dillon Poteet. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, just 2 different trucks taking 2 different entries, and unfortunately they met. Dom Capps and Sean Henley making the contact. Charles Jackson had nothing to do with that incident. He just was along for the ride, an innocent victim. And yeah, really, you can't place the blame on that wreck on anybody. Henley had one line he was going to run. Dom Capps had a different line he was going to run. Fortunately, they needed the same piece of real estate, and that brings out our caution. For the second time today, let's go back and see if we're going to have any pit stops under this yellow. Yes, indeed we are. Let's see what kind of strategies we're going to have here. Chambers, Johnson, Acosta, Maggie Vidarvo, and Sean Galligan is actually the top 5. Jake Rogers had to return to the racetrack during the green flag run, and he is at least 1 lap down in that 22. Let's see what they're going to decide to do here. We are just about to the halfway point. Will they go with a full 4-tire stop? Everybody looks like they're going around to the right sides. Let's see if they're going to go for left side tires as well. One thing about here at New Hampshire is they use an awful lot of brake. Looks like Jake Rogers fuel only. 2-tire stop for Chambers. He's slow trying to get around Richard Johnson, but I think he just barely beats out Maggie Vadarovu. Galligan gets out third. Christopher Martin fourth. Seth Cole is fifth. Rest of the top 10 are Rodriguez, Nicole Williams, Alex Tanker, Bob Jones, and Richard Johnson. Extremely slow stop for the 8 team. He will get out in 10th, just ahead of Danica Shirley. So Chambers, boy, I don't know if he was trying to avoid some of Richard Johnson's crew members or what, but he had a really slow stop as far as getting out. He had a fast pit stop, but he was really slow getting out. He nearly lost the lead off pit road to Maggie Vadarovu. That was awfully, awfully close. And I think when we go back to green, Jake Rogers will be back on the tail end of the lead lap. I think. I'm not sure. I'm trying to see if the lights are going to be out this time. No, they're not, so we're going to jump ahead to when we have 1 to go. Keep it here. We'll be right back. Alright, lights are out atop the pace truck. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing on lap 17 of 30. That should give us a total of 14 to go here today at New Hampshire. The leader is Adam Chambers. Maggie Vadarovu second, Sean Galligan third, Christopher Martin fourth, and fifth is Seth Cole. There you see Dylan Young and Mason Wood. They are lined up on the inside line, 1 lap down to the leaders. Matt Rod runs in 6th, 7th is Nicole Williams, Richard Johnson 8th, Ryan Acosta 9th, and 10th is Alex Tanker. Then you got Bob Jones in 11th, Danica Shirley is in 12th, 13th Anthony McCurry, 14th Eric Burton, 15th is Felix Harris. Rest of the top 20 are Margaret Mason, Colin Welty, Stephen Pollard III, Chris Stollerton, and Tony Blazer. Let's take a look at the battle for the points lead. Stephen Pollard III comes into this race only 30 points back behind Dillon Poteet. In order for him to be the points leader, Dillon Poteet would have to be running in 48th place, which is impossible right now. So Stephen Pollard III definitely has some work to do. Let's see where Poteet's currently running. He's currently in 30th place. So if Poteet finished that way tonight, basically the only way Stephen Pollard III could take the points lead is if he won today's event. Green flag comes back out. Let's take a look here and see if anybody else retired. Doesn't look like it. Jake Rogers, as mentioned, is on the tail end of the lead lap, so he's going to bypass Dylan Young there. Now he's just got to hope for a quick caution. If a caution came out, Jake Rogers would be back at the tail end of the longest line on the lead lap. And Dylan Young right now, I believe, is on the tail end of the lead lap too. Yes, he is. If he can stay ahead of Chambers, he needs a caution flag. Mason Wood right now, he's trying to battle get his lap back from Chambers. This is good news right now for the chaser Dylan Young. Keep in mind, Dylan Young last week had this same kind of a thing happen at Supercell. Got trapped a lap down to the leaders because he decided to make a pit stop a lap earlier than the rest of the drivers. And came away with a rather dismal finish. That's what caused him this week to have such a gap he has to make up on Dillon Poteet of 45 points. Otherwise, if that strategy had worked out in his favor, he would have been able then to be maybe 20-25 points behind Poteet and within striking distance. And looks like it's going to be... Oh man, right there, Chambers just shoved the back of Jake Rogers. Looks like Chambers is really trying to get by this slower traffic. Well, it's not really slower traffic. It's drivers that are on the tail end of the lead lap. They apparently are up to speed. And look at him actually shoving Jake Rogers here on the high side. Trying to get by. Dylan Young scratching, clawing for all his work to stay on the tail end of the lead lap. He really needs a caution right now. He's in jeopardy of going back down a lap. See if he can get Chambers at the line here. No, Chambers was the leader that time. At this particular moment, Dylan Young is down a lap to leader Adam Chambers. And now Jake Rogers moves down to the low line, trying to offer the drafting help, I guess, to Dylan Young to get by Chambers on the low side. Don't look like it's going to work, though. Chambers has cleared Dylan Young, and now he dive bombs it down to the inside. Nice crossover move by Chambers to try and put Jake Rogers down a lap. There's Maggie Vadarovu right back there in second place now. She now goes to work on Dylan Young, trying to get by the now lapped 84. That's a tough break for Dylan Young. Second straight week, the pit strategy has not worked out for him. Sean Galligan right there in third place. We've been talking about how he and Dillon Poteet are going to have this little bit of a thing going on between them to see who's going to become the first ever four-time winner in the Truck Series, as those two come in with 3 wins. Both also battling for the championship as well, and Matt Rod all over the back bumper of Sean Galligan. That is for third place. Seth Cole right behind, seeing which line is going to open up. Then it's the lap car of Mason Wood before you get back to a battle for 6th place, involving Richard Johnson and I believe Alex Tanker in the 18. Wow, they are really close off this corner. Oh! Because the caution's out. Well, that caution came out about 4 laps too late for 2 drivers, Jake Rogers and Dillon Young, who could very well have gotten themselves back on the tail of the lead lap, but it's not going to be the case. They will stay a lap down to the leaders now, as we've got a total of 9 laps to go. And this caution, I'm wondering what it came out for. Oh! Came out for a chaser, Danica Shirley in the 3. Well, that is a tough break right there. Oh, and I think Christopher Martin may have gotten a piece of it too. That's 2 rookie chasers involved in this. Martin came in 5th in points, Danica Shirley 7th in chase points. And this may not pan out well for either of those drivers. Let's see what happened to them. Here's a look at what happened. They were really close to each other through this corner, and I think that as Christopher Martin was trying to get by the lap car of Mason Wood, he's just going to get turned here in turn 2 by the Nicole Williams machine. And he was running in 5th place too, was Christopher Martin. That is a tough, tough break right there. He's got to be feeling pretty gutted right now. And here comes Danica Shirley right there. Her left front and his right front, they make contact there. Eric Burton going to get a piece of it. There's Margaret Mason involved. Colin Welty gets a piece of it. Happens just in front of Chris Dollerton and Stephen Pollard III. It's a wonder they were able to get through there. Margaret Mason then going to get turned off the nose of Chris Dollerton. So we know she got a piece of that incident. Look at Trent Dunham get through. Derek Reed's just barely going to get through. Oh, Dollerton almost looks like he was going to come back up into Tony Blazer. And there is the Christopher Martin machine able to continue on, but that's a tough break for him. And Danica Shirley, believe I saw some black smoke coming out of the back of her machine. Yep, her day is over. That's a tough break for Danica Shirley, who was up atop the Truck Series point standings for a majority of this season. The chase, though, just not going her way, as she and Christopher Martin, 2 chasers, are involved in this incident with less than 10 laps to go. Getting ready to have a 5-lap shootout to decide today's race here at New Hampshire. We will get the green flag on lap 26 of 30, and with it being less than 10 laps to go, it will be a single file restart, which means these lap cars, these lap trucks, are going to come into play, I do believe, into the finish of this race. Chambers is the leader. 2nd place is going to be Maggie Darvu. Sean Galligan 3rd, Matthew Rodriguez 4th, Seth Cole is in 5th, Richard Johnson 6th, 7th is Alex Tanker, Nicole Williams 8th, Bob Jones 9th, and Ryan Acosta completes the top 10. Then it's Anthony McCurry 11th, 12th Felix Harris, 13th Colin Welty, 14th is Stephen Pollard III, 15th place is Sky Commons, 16th Carter Keselowski, 17th Tony Blazer, 18th Chris Dollerton, 19th place is going to be James McLeod, and Trent Dunham is in 20th, John Cedino 21st, 22nd Jacob Cook, Hayden Klein 23rd, 24th is Luke Walker, Dom Capps 25th, Nick Eggleston is 26th, 27th is Charles Jackson. He's worked his way up to 28th as the points leader, Dillon Poteet. Right now, he mathematically still would have the points lead heading into next week at Atlanta. Kyle Sosnoski 29th, 30th Margaret Mason. Danica Shirley, even after the smoke pouring out of her car, she's still continuing on in 31st place. I've never seen that before. And Christopher Martin is going to be, I believe, a lap down in 36th place. Let's take a look at the drivers that are actually down off the lead lap. 32nd, Jake Rogers. 33rd, Dillon Young. 34th, Mason Wood. Sean Henley, 35th. 36th place is Christopher Martin. Derek Reed, Eric Burton, they've gone back behind the wall. I don't know what exactly happened to Derek Reed in the 6 car. To my knowledge, he did not have any damage, unless there was some incident that took place under caution that I did not know about. All day long, though, it's been Adam Chambers and that 51 team. Chambers is currently winless this season, believe it or not. Trying to pick up his first Truck Series win of Season 5. Maggie Darvu has been able to complete the pass around Jake Rogers. It's not for position, but it's for track's position. And it now clears Maggie Darvu of all lap traffic as Sean Galligan's trying to get around Dillon Young via the high side. That's the harder way to do it, but we have seen that the high side does have good runs off the corners, turn 2 and turn 4. And Galligan, I think he's also trying to work with his own teammate there, Jake Rogers, to catch up here to Maggie Darvu now as he has cleared Dillon Young. Galligan's another driver that we haven't really talked that much about, even though he has run up inside the top 10 just about all day long. Galligan, as I mentioned before, he's a total of 46 points back from Dillon Poteet in the point stands. And oh, Chambers is pitting. We got pit stops. Jake Rogers pitting. Bob Jones. Stephen Pollard III. Tony Blazer. And this is with 3 laps to go. So now Maggie Vidarvu has inherited the lead. So now comes a big question with 3 laps to go. Oh, caution's out! Caution's out! Oh, man, what an untimely caution for Adam Chambers. He had already committed to pit road, and right after that, the caution comes out, and Maggie Vidarvu's the leader now. And I'll tell you, someone else is really going to hurt, and that's Stephen Pollard III, second in points. He's going to get caught on pit road now. And that incident must have taken place, I think, for Jacob Cook. But what a gut-wrencher for Adam Chambers. If this thing had filed out in green flag format, he probably would have cycled around as the leader when the checker flag waved, but now the white flag is displayed, and it's not for the car who dominated today's race. Instead, it's for 2-time winner Maggie Vidarvu. Oh my goodness. That was certainly not what I was expecting to see, and I can guarantee you certainly not what certain drivers such as Bob Jones, Stephen Pollard III, and the guy who dominated this race, led just about every single lap, Adam Chambers, was expecting to see. And now this is definitely going to shake things up. Wow. Maggie Vidarvu, a 2-time winner this season. She has got to thank her lucky stars that caution came out when it did. Being able to kind of, I don't know, shut off the car, save the fuel under the caution flag. She's going to be able to, I think, milk it around. And who would have expected this race to end like this? Maggie Vidarvu is getting ready to come out of turn 4. Dylan Young's out of fuel. He can't make it down to the start-finish line. I don't know if there's anybody else like that. But it looks like Maggie Vidarvu is going to win. Galligan is going to be second. As 3-time winner Maggie Vidarvu takes the checkered flag here today. She's going to join Sean Galligan and Dillon Poteet as a 3-time winner here in Season 5. She takes the National Guard 200. Galligan got second. Third was Seth Cole. Matt Rod fourth, and the pole sitter Richard Johnson gets fifth. Tanker was sixth. Seventh, Nicole Williams. Mason Wood, or make the Anthony McCurry rather, was 8th, Ryan Acosta 9th, and completing the top 10 was Felix Harris. Wow. Certainly never expected this race to end like this, and I'm certain Adam Chambers didn't either. Let's see where Chambers actually finished today's race. 20th position is where he's going to finish. Looks like Stephen Pollard III is going to finish 21st. What a tough break for those two drivers. Pitting at just the wrong time. So Maggie Vidarvu is going to be the winner of today's race. Now, we got a new hound in the hunt, I guess you would say. Maggie Vidarvu trying to become the first ever 4-time winner in the Truck Series, along with Sean Galligan and Dillon Poteet. We gave you your top 10. Let's take a look at the rest of where the Chasers finished today's race. Let's talk about the Chasers first that finished in the top 10. Sean Galligan, 4th in points. Big finish for him in the runner-up position. Matthew Rodriguez, 9th in points, a solid run for him in 4th. Alex Tanker, great run for him. He did a good job recovering last week, moved himself up to 6th in points. Now he's going to get a 6th place finish here today, so this is certainly going to help him maybe to get inside the top 5 in championship standings. Then you got Chris Dollerton. After an incredible comeback last week, he's going to finish a solid top 15 today in 14th place. Dollerton 8th in the points. Looking further down, Kyle Sosnoski, 19th here today. Sosnoski really needed a good run. I think he was 10th in points. Stephen Pollard III, after that tough break there on pit road, he's going to finish 21st today. Certainly not what he needed to have happen, but he did finish ahead of Dillon Poteet. We'll get to that in a minute. Luke Walker, Luke Walker, another very poor finish for that 45 team. He and Nick Eggleston, I think they're both in jeopardy right now of possibly being mathematically eliminated from winning the championship already into the 4th race of the season of the chase. So he finished in 25th place. Dillon Poteet finishes the day in 29th place after he got involved in that lap 1 incident. Not the best run for him. Stephen Pollard III finished a total of 8 positions ahead of him, so now Dillon Poteet's points lead is going to be cut down, I believe, now to 22 points. Heading into next week, Danica Shirley was up inside the top 10 for a majority of this race. Got involved in that incident with Christopher Martin, never was able to recover, finishes 30th place. It's a tough break for her. She came in 7th in the standings. Nick Eggleston, 31st place for him. Yet another poor run as he may be slipping out of the championship picture. And Christopher Martin, what a tough break for him. After getting turned around there when he was running in the 5th position, he'll finish 34th. Well, the guy who came in 5th in the standings. And Dylan Young, I tell you what, luck just not coming his way at all. Second straight week he's gotten caught a lap down after coming down, making a green flag pit stop, and then a caution coming out at the wrong time. He's going to finish in 35th position. Dylan Young came into this race 3rd in the points. He may drop like a rock after this race, and this week is over. So, some drivers having really good runs today, some drivers not having luck go their way at all, and some just doing absolutely horribly. 3 different sides of that spectrum. One of them is going to win the championship. To find out which one it's going to be once this chase is over with. And we are finished here with New Hampshire. We're getting ready to gear up and head to the high-speed track of Atlanta Motor Speedway for chase race number 5. We still got to finish up this race weekend with Mobile and Snickers Cup Series action. Hope you'll stay tuned for those. Please like this video if you enjoyed today's race. Subscribe to become part of the crew today, and we'll see you guys next time. Congratulations to Maggie Vidar on becoming the 3rd 3-time winner here in the Truck Series in Season 5. Here comes the official finishing results, overall points, rookie points, and chase points heading in next week as you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best. Thank you.